Story 1 of 4. St. George Illawarra Dragons coaching shake-up and Kade Reed's debut. St. George Illawarra Dragons coaching shake-up and Kade Reed's debut. Here's what every outlet agrees on. Dean Young was appointed interim coach of St. George Illawarra Dragons on the 21st of April, 2026, replacing Shane Flanagan. Kade Reed, 20, made his NRL debut at halfback, number 7 jersey, in the Anzac Day clash against Sydney Roosters on the 26th of April, 2026. Kyle Flanagan was dropped from the starting lineup and placed on the bench for the Anzac Day game, marking the first time since 2024 he was not first-choice halfback. St. George Illawarra Dragons lost 62-16 to Sydney Roosters on Anzac Day, extending their losing streak to 12 games, 0-7 this season, 0-5 last season. Michael Ennis was dismissed from his assistant coaching role by Dean Young, effective immediately after Young's appointment. But not all outlets told the same story. SMH states Dean Young was appointed interim coach on Monday, the 21st of April, 2026, while ABC does not specify the exact date of his appointment but confirms it was less than 24 hours before the team announcement. SMH mentions Ben Hornby is a leading candidate for the Dragons' top job, while ABC does not reference Hornby's candidacy directly. This story was covered by ABC News and Sydney Morning Herald. Story 2 of 4. Booing disrupts Anzac Day Welcome to country speeches across Australia. Booing disrupts Anzac Day Welcome to country speeches across Australia. Here's what every outlet agrees on. Uncle Ray Minnicon, Kabi, Gurang Gurang, South Sea Islander, delivered a welcome to country at Sydney's Martin Place dawn service on April 25, 2026, and was booed by a small group of attendees. Uncle Mark Brown, Bunurong and Gunditj Mara, delivered a welcome to country at Melbourne's Shrine of Remembrance dawn service on April 25, 2026, and was also booed by attendees. Auntie Di Ryder, Wajak and Noongar, delivered a welcome to country at Perth's Kings Park dawn service on April 25, 2026, and was booed during her address. A 24-year-old man was arrested at Sydney's Martin Place dawn service for an alleged act of nuisance and later charged with committing a nuisance on a war memorial. NSW police issued a statement confirming they responded to an alleged act of nuisance at Sydney's dawn service and moved on other individuals. But not all outlets told the same story. The Guardian and ABC report that Uncle Mark Brown was booed in Melbourne in 2025, but The Guardian does not explicitly state this in its 2026 articles. The Guardian and ABC mention that Fight for Australia encouraged booing, but only The Guardian explicitly states the group urged RSL branches to exclude welcome to country speeches. The ABC and Guardian report that WA police issued 10 move-on notices, but the ABC later states 14 move-on notices were issued in WA, Perth and Busselton. This story was covered by ABC News, The Guardian, news.com.au, SBS News, Sydney Morning Herald and The Age. Story 3 of 4. Developer Assemble reduces affordable housing commitments in Melbourne projects. Developer Assemble reduces affordable housing commitments in Melbourne projects. Here's what every outlet agrees on. Assemble reduced affordable homes in Brunswick and Coburg from 373 to 125 across both developments. Brunswick Development's affordable homes dropped from 170 to 57. Coburg Development's affordable homes dropped from 203 to 68. Assemble originally committed to 60% affordable housing under the Development Facilitation Programme, DFP. The new model replaces rent-to-own with build-to-rent, 10-year rental discounts at 25% below market. But not all outlets told the same story. ABC states the reduction was approved on behalf of the state's planning minister, while The Age attributes the approval to Planning Minister Sonia Kilkenny's department without direct ministerial involvement. The Age notes the government's fast-track program required a 10% affordable housing component, while ABC does not explicitly mention this minimum threshold in its approval framing. ABC describes the new model as providing longer duration of affordability, 10 years, while The Age emphasizes the shift from rent-to-own to build-to-rent as a scrapping of the ownership pathway. This story was covered by ABC News and The Age. Story 4 of 4. Trump's Iran deal strategy and military pressure amid stalled negotiations. Trump's Iran deal strategy and military pressure amid stalled negotiations. Here's what every outlet agrees on. Donald Trump held a 12-minute digression during an Oval Office news conference on April 25, 2026, Washington time, about healthcare, discussing West Wing repaving and Lincoln Memorial Pool renovations. Trump stated, "Don't rush me," and claimed Iran is under time pressure due to oil export blockades, referencing the Nasher crude carrier being moved toward Karg Island for storage. Iran faces reduced oil production risks if the US blockade isn't lifted, with tanker trackers and marine traffic confirming the Nasher ship's movement toward Karg Island. Republican Senator Roger Wicker, Senate Armed Services Committee chairman, called on April 25, 2026, for resuming bombing Iran, stating, "The time is over for negotiations with Iran's regime." Trump unilaterally cancelled a planned trip by envoys Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner to Iran on April 26, 2026, calling it a waste of time after no concrete meeting with Iran's foreign minister was assured. But not all outlets told the same story. The articles are identical in content and do not contain any contradictions. This story was covered by Sydney Morning Herald and The Age.